From the moment a seminarian walks through the doors of St. Mary's Seminary in the Archdiocese of Galveston, Houston, he begins a journey that will change not only his life, but the lives of all those around him. It is a journey on which he will surrender himself totally to the love of God. Since 1901, St. Mary's Seminary has been a leading institution in the Catholic South for the preparation, education, and formation of men for the Roman Catholic priesthood.
Here at St. Mary's Seminary, we take the charge of Pope St. John Paul II to heart. Do not be afraid to go out into the streets to preach Christ like the first apostles. Our men are formed to be missionary disciples who preach the light and the truth of Jesus Christ. Men who meet the demands and the questions of the world with charity, with perseverance, and with a foundation to build upon, to lead lives that are filled with virtue for the sake of the Church and society.
Seminarians at St. Mary's partake in a rigorous program of study, of prayer, and of formation that fully develops the human, spiritual, intellectual, and pastoral capacities of each man. St. Mary's fosters the mastery of qualities such as generosity, openness, integrity, prudence, and maturity, which will help seminarians become bridges of communion in God's vineyard as future priests. Through prayer, spiritual reflection, and guided discernment, seminarians nourish and sustain growth in intimate communion with God. Nurtured by a fervent commitment to prayer, word, and sacrament, each man at St. Mary's heeds the foundational call to discipleship and conversion of heart. Intellectual formation is necessary not only for the development of each seminarian into a flourishing human being, but to also allow him to proclaim the gospel message to the people of our own day in a way that is credible and that can be easily understood. The light and truth of our Catholic faith preached and lived in a clear and accessible way. And at St. Mary's, pastoral formation is the culmination of the entire formation process, that seminarians may take their human, spiritual, and intellectual gifts and enter into communion with the charity of Christ the Good Shepherd, to serve, to teach, to lead, and to sanctify communities and to save souls.
Every seminarian who walks through our doors at St. Mary's Seminary is challenged to be an espoused herald of the gospel, configured to the heart of Christ the Good Shepherd, that they might provide worthy pastoral service to the mystical body of Christ as priests.